All right, Shalom. This is the brother Ariala from the Great Millstone Camp that's here in Chicago. Like always, want to start with giving all glory and praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone out in New York and in different camps GMS. And salutation to you brothers doing this work in sincerity and truth and with charity. All right, with the result and the hope to edify the elect through the power of Spirit, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, in the name of the Holy Spirit. And basically the one thing I was meditating on is how Esau, the brother Shati from the camp was making a video about how this white privilege is basically is not beneficial to Esau at this point in time if he's going to be facing these things. Now the reason I wanted to touch on this article is referring to Esau, right? Esau, which is Jason Van Dyke, this Edomite, all right, that shot at Laquan McDonald, all right, which is that 17-year-old kid, all right, from this infamous video. I'm sure people have seen it, all right, where he was shot at 16 times. Okay, and so let me just read a little bit of this article and then I'll touch on some things. This is more than 4 years after the fatal shooting of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald by former Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke. Judge Vincent Goggin sentenced Van Dyke to 6 and 3/4 years of prison, which is 81 months, of which he will end up serving less than 4. This says the shooting and the case, which have been the anchor point of activism and protest throughout Chicago for years, are the most recent battles, ongoing tensions between the Chicago Police Department and the people they are meant to serve. The fallout continues on many fronts, primarily in the CPD, the courts, and community. Here's how the case unfolded. Now, the reason that they have, all right, a problem, all right, with the people that they're supposed to serve is because, all right, Chicago's comprised of so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, and you have the suburbs and you have protected areas where Esau Edom have high-value homes and does live. All right, those so-called middle-class families do still live amongst the neighborhoods, but you have the rich live separate, live in the suburbs, live in gated communities, live in high rises, okay, where they have doormen, all right, where you need access, all right, to certain things, man, all right, not amongst you Jakes, okay, but so what the main issue that they have, or the discrepancies that they have, are with the so-called Negro Latino communities. Why? Because you have the Edomites, Esau Edom, all right, that hate so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, and then you have those cops, those unjust cops, all right, that go along with Esau, man, all right, because they, man, in the scriptures it talks about Cornelius, man, all right, he being of the Italian band, all right, so you are gonna have so-called righteous police officers, man, but this is really to the unjust. These are those that take on the mentality of their father the devil, all right, those John 8:44 Israelites, man, all right, that are of their father the devil, all right. It says basically, let me see, so right here is going into how basically the timeline of how these things unfolded, how there was a specific activist that was requesting all these things, man. All right. So then he was eventually charged. But what this is man, is this hadn't been seen in a long time. All right. The fact that Esau Edom, all right, was gonna be held accountable for these things, man. All right. And this is the beginning of the white privilege not benefiting them. All right, because there was the separation from the elite, all right, the rich, all right, the tribe of Amalek. But you regular so-called Edomites, you guys have been done in by your own government, man. All right, you guys have been left forsaken. All right, by the people you trusted, by your politicians, by the system in which you trust, man. All right, because our system, the system of the Israelites, is trusting on the mercy, all right, and having faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, these people believe in Egypt, that this thing is going to continue, that this kingdom is somehow exempt of all the other kingdoms' judgment, which was to fall. All right. Hey, Esau Edom, he only got 81 months. Where had this been the other way around, all right, had this been a black cop that would have shot a white teen boy, you think that this would be fair judgment? You think that Esau would be okay with somebody getting 81 months? All right. But you got to keep in mind that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans weren't being take your rights, your what people call inherited natural civil rights. Y'all weren't taken into consideration when those laws were being written, when the amendments and the Constitution, all right, and these laws were put in. They were meant to basically to benefit Esau Edom, which is why this Edomite can go ahead and get this light of a sentence. Okay, because hey, they actually had, one of the considerations that he got probation. His wife basically pleaded for her husband not to get, because she fears that he might not make it out. All right, because this is something I heard from the elder of the camp is and I want to look into it to make sure. Is he basically said that the cops that make it into prison aren't protected like they used to be. They have to go in common areas. All right, and if that's true, this is why they fear that. Okay, because here's gonna have a cop be amongst one of their own, be amongst those that he afflicted. All right, because that's what Esau Edom. Hey, Edom doesn't go through these troubles, man. Which is why it's a big thing that even this happened. All right, you had the uncle of the victim, Laquan McDonald's, to say, well, this is even a small victory. All right, why? Because they think that the system's somehow fair, but it's not going to be fair to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But they counted that as a victory because even this was a challenge to that Edomite privilege. This was what they see as the beginning of holding these people accountable, which they won't. But this is what they made just to appease these protests, man. Appease the upheaval that the people were gonna have had he not been sentenced to some sort of time, man. All right. This is Psalm 73:1. It says, "Truly Yahweh is good to Israel, even to such as of a clean heart." All right, and those that meditate on these things, those people that have a clean mind, that their mind is to serve the Lord. All right, to basically follow order like he established, do these things to be found worthy of salvation, to receive the mercy, to follow the blueprint left. All right, and still have the humility to always be able to examine. All right, yourself. It says, but as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And that was one of the main attractions, all right, of the so-called Latinos to Babylon, all right, to America, was that promise of opportunity. That promise or that belief that they had is that as long as you were born in the United States, you had the opportunity to be whatever you wanted, man. And a lot of second generation Latinos, all right, that now go by, Americans, all right, will tell you, man, that they weren't presented with the same, or it wasn't the equal effort, all right, because you do have so-called financial aid programs and all that, but what they'll do is they'll offer all these loans so that Jake that's barely going paycheck to paycheck will make their parents sign off for all these loans, or they themselves will get in debt. All right, and then they'll fall behind and they can never catch up, man. All right, because this system wasn't set for Israelites to prosper. These were meant for Edomites to prosper. Okay. Which is one of the main attractions, all right? But these things weren't, again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans weren't taken into account with those beliefs because you weren't set for here to prosper. This is a correction camp, so to speak. This is a correction captivity before the Lord came and saved us out of us and established the kingdom and established righteous judgment, established a king that's going to be profitable, all right? Which is who? Yahweh Shai, that lamb, all right? The one that was found worthy. It says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm, man. You have these old Edomites, they make it to old age, man. it says they're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. So they're not facing those double life sentences like Jake gets, man. They're not getting that. Why? Because they weren't. That wasn't. They weren't. That wasn't their judgment. In fact, the Lord said, "Whoever did this to Cain shall be basically avenged sevenfold, man." So you get those outrageous sentences when Jake commits these crimes, man, against so-called whites. All right, because but Jake will kill his own, and get a lighter sentence. All right. But when it comes to Esau, Edom, man, it's all prophecy. This is Genesis 4:15. It says, "And the Lord said unto him, Therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him." And I had heard this similitude from one of the elders, and he has said basically let's say you knew that a certain room was bug infested, and you turned on the light and you knew that the bugs were basically gonna run. All right, and you saw one. Let's say you saw a bunch of roaches, right? And you know how roaches look, and then you saw one white one, the one that looked different from all the rest. You'd want to kill that one because you'd think something's wrong with that one. That was the mark that was placed upon Cain, which was that leprosy, man. All right. But it said he would be protected, man. Whoever that slayeth Cain would get what? Those double life sentences, man. If you ever see some of these verdicts, man, for when Esau, Jake, all right, comes against Esau or kills him or slays him, these ridiculous sentences. But here, this Edomite got a sentence of only 81 months, man, which is outrageous, man. But since the system was set for since the system and the laws were set up so that he was able to get the second degree charge, and then they didn't do this intent, and it was basically up where they damn near could have let him go with probation, but they know that would have caused major process. That would have caused upheaval here. All right, our people want to go to the unjust, all right, for judgment, and there is no outright judgment in them. This is 1 Corinthians 6:1. Says, "Dare any of you having a matter against another go to the law before the unjust and not before the saints?" All right. So why would you go to an unjust man for justice? All right. Then that's basically what we tell our people, man. Why would you trust in Egypt, which wasn't meant for you to benefit? All right. That's why you see Esau, Edom, being devastated, man, with this government shutdown and them not getting them checks that they were so used to, them decent checks, them checks that they were so good that they got in debt with a home and bought this nice car and had all these amenities and had to live on paycheck to paycheck, because they do get paid decent wages, man. The one on the Vice video was he gets around $58,000 a year. He said, "My job, I don't have to have a secondary job," which is why he felt it was beneath him to have to lift an Uber. All right. And they get indebted to that amount, and they're still paycheck to paycheck, but some of them get decent salaries. All right. Which the trust in Egypt that they're always going to have that good and comfy job, all right, has made them uncomfortable. There's also another video on Vice. You have the different Edomites. They look all worried about this shutdown. And you have this Jake, and she's basically like, you just hope for the best. All right. You see it in our people. We're prisoners of hope because we don't have. All right. Our trust is in the Lord, man. That's what those people, when they go into the churches and throw money in that basket in hope is that their offering is going to be accepted, and the Lord make them get that check, make it to that Friday to cash that check. But Jake's always paycheck to paycheck. Those have been the conditions that we've been living in for years, man. Which was now that the white privilege is being challenged, man, is basically bringing unease with Esau, man. All right, this is 2 Ezra 6:27, which is now why it was it was these Edomites, all right, that would laugh at what we would be preaching. And now that they see those things coming to pass, now that it's affecting them, now that they see certain things that we were said, now it ain't funny anymore. Now they're making videos about them coming after us. Now they're threatening. See, now that they see it, now it's a problem. Now it's not just some crazy guys yelling in the street. All right, now that they're seeing some of these things manifest, now there's an issue, man. Because righteousness is being this is second Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. What is deceit being fought with right now? With truth, with articles, with facts. All right, with history, with relics. It says, as for faith, it shall flourish. And you see, man, you see the young men, you see these young men waking up. You see these generations, some young men waking up from this generation, which is, for the rest, man, only the young men and the true man, because these generations are gone, man. They damn near deem this generation savage, man. Hey, but you see young men actually seeing these things. You're seeing people wake up to this internationally. All right. For the most part, in most continents, in major languages. All right. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. All right. And this actual truth, which was meant to be preached at the end, and the actual truth be hit the four corners. Now that all those things are coming to pass, now those prophecies are being said as they're unfolding, as opposed to before in future. And now there's an issue. Now the Edomites see that they have been deceived by their own elite, man. They've been set to perish, man. The trap has been set. The FEMA camps, you've seen people do videos on them. All right, you've seen different Edomites and Christians make videos on about basically these different military trainings. In Chicago, you just had basically an active shooter training, man. What do you think they're training for? For when insurrection comes, for when these things, when SHTF, man, when shit hits the fan. All right. And guess what? Knowledge and stability and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Because why? Counsel sets in what? In the words of the Lord amongst among the Israelites, man. All right. This is not with Esau, not with the unjust, man. You ain't gonna go to the unjust for righteousness. It says, dare any of you having a matter against another go to the law before the unjust and not before the saints? Why would you go to the unjust, man? Hey, the Messiah said, what? Render to Caesar's what Caesar's, man, and to the Most High, the Most High. All right, he said, use the world as not abusing it, is knowing how to maneuver in and out of the matrix for when you need to, and then plugging into reality, which is the truth, wholesome words, wholesome doctrine. All right, to maintain in that spirit. All right, to when you see these articles, you see these different proofs. All right, you see insurrections. Hey man, look, that's written of. This is where it's at. All right, this is Psalms 82 and verse 1. It says, Yahweh standeth in the congregation of the mighty, he judgeth among the gods. So where is his judgment found? Among the gods. His reasoning, because what are going to use? Wholesome doctrine, wholesome words, precepts. All right, it says, how long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked, man? All right, and how long are people going to prefer, all right, injustice over justice, man? How long you going to keep accepting, man, holding on to the fear of, what about the white man in the kingdom? Hey, man, he has to worry about you making into the kingdom, man. All right. Because, hey, one thing, like it says in 1 Samuel, it says, you have done all this wicked, yet turn not from serving the Lord. So this is a commandment that Israelites serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So even if you don't like GMS as an Israelite, as a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, as being the sons of the covenant, which you can clearly see by you guys having a church in each one of your corners and then being packed every Sunday, all right, that you believe you guys are the children, is the accountability, man. Then comes you serving the Heavenly Father, man. All right, which is taking heed unto his words, man. Using the precepts to prove that doctrine, man. Okay. So with that, Lord willing, brothers, we're edified. Like always, all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone out in New York. Salutation to the brothers doing this work in sincerity and truth and with charity. And to the next video, we say Shalom and Abad Babal.